Good morning, Kevin here. Where am I today? Well, I'm in Selham in West Sussex. And down here, I've got George and Cynthia.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're doing this on Mothering Sunday. Grandmother duties as well, which is quite right.
And it's 2 to 11 time.
It's 2 minutes past 11.
Yeah.
You
Is
didn't
it?
tell the time.
Oh, right. 2 minutes past 11. So that's where we're... So we're at St James's Church in Selham.
And look what I found.
And George has got a teasel.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look around this church then.
And it's very spiky.
Very spiky, yeah. So let's have a look at this here. So we've got this Saxon church here with all this wonderful herringbone stonework. Isn't this stunning? Just look at this. And it's a late Saxon church, I believe. And you know, it's the Saxon herringbone which is particularly lovely on this church. And this is the north side of the church. They're just beautiful. The north porch has side walls of brick and is likely, I think, to be 17th or 18th century. More herringbone stonework there. It's under a tiled roof and it's just got a single bell cot. So I'm at the west end of the church now. So there's the bell cot up there with its single bell. And there is a stone at the side of that window. I think it's got some initials ETAL on there. So let me just have a wander. Just along this side. So this will be the south side of St James's Church. Again, herringbone on this south-facing wall. And we're very close to this huge brick wall which runs around the circumference of the graveyard. And we've got properties just there. So here we are, it's a tiny, tiny little church. But beautiful, beautiful place. That's the east end there. Rather impressive looking stone there, headstone. This one I would have thought is navy, although you can't really see the... Oh, that's wife of the Reverend... I don't know whether it says Herbert. A Celtic cross there. And we've got a gateway through there. I wonder if that was a rectory at one time. Look at this beautiful herringbone stonework here. Isn't that lovely? It's at the side of this, the Selham Lane. I think that's what it would be. You've got the Selham Arms pub, which is away to my right hand side, about half a mile away. So here we are back at the porch. That's what I said, it's a very, very tiny church. More headstones here, look, all different types. Got a double one there. A very strange shaped cemetery though. Comes along this way and then runs up into the corner up there. Let's just... Well, Cynthia's still walking along the public footpath with her grandson, so let's just have a look and see if the church is actually open. The nave itself, as I said, is a small area. It's a small church, and I believe it covers an area of about 350 square feet. But this chancel arch, look at this. Isn't this beautiful carving here? It's Saxon, I believe, or Saxon architecture. The capitals on both sides of the arch are carved with fascinating detail in a mix of geometric design and strange beasts, is what it's suggested. Isn't that lovely? The lights are obviously on a timer because they've just gone off. Isn't that lovely? Look at this. You can see the faces of what they describe as the beasts there. Let's have a look from the chancel side. It's more plain this side than the nave side. Let's just have a wander back down this way and have a look at the font. The font is suggested that it dates from shortly after the conquest. So this is a tub font. And it's the ones, I think it's the tub fonts that were favoured more by the Normans. With a wooden lid. So let's have a look at a bit more. We've got stained glass windows here. The stained glass windows are only 150 years old, I believe. Have an interesting story behind them on some of them. I'll try and find the right ones. They were installed, I think, by the Reverend Robert Blackburn. There we have that beautiful coat of arms there on all of both there. Was it 7 coats of arms there? 8 coats of arms. And I think Robert Blackburn, the Reverend, was the rector here for 50 years, which is a huge amount of time for rectors to be at a church or in a parish. Lovely stained glass window there, look at that one. Beautiful. The windows, I think, incorporate, I have got some notes here somewhere, let's have a look. The windows incorporated are the coat of arms of a selection of noble lines of that of the Blackburn family, believed his wife was descended from, including King Edward I, William the Conqueror, and dukedoms of Burgundy, Aquitaine, and Norfolk. Wow, that's quite stunning. Simple little plain wood. Isn't that beautiful? And we've got the archway here between the nave and the south aisle. The south aisle is early English in style, with a squint and an opening to allow those seated in the aisle to have better view of the high altar. Well, this is the squint, so that people sitting here in the south aisle will be able to see through to the altar, which is lovely. The First World War memorial is notable because of the pre-Raphaelite picture. Let's have a look at it. One interesting aspect of this church is that they've got 2 of these lamps. They're electric now, but they used to be paraffin filled lamps. You've got the handle here which will turn the wick up, and there is the holder for the paraffin. So you've got one over there, which is just over there by the south aisle, and you've got this one by the pulpit, and there's the second lamp there. Something again that I did notice just now is that how plain the altar is. It's just set on into the chancel, and it's just a very plain, lovely little altar. But as I've said before, the stained glass windows in here are rather beautiful. Beautiful colours, rather a real mix of colours. It's lovely. And I'm just looking up into the roof with the timbers are really quite large for this tiny church. But all the walls inside are rendered and painted, which gives you a little bit more sense of light within the church. And we've got these black and red quarry tiles on the floor, and it's the same in the chancel as well as it is in the nave. You've got these wooden pews for the parishioners to come in and sit at, and right at the very top of the gable on the west end of the church, with that tiny little window. But when I mentioned the timbers in the chancel, just look at these ones. They are huge. These bottom cross timbers have got to be, I would think, 18 inches or 2 feet square. They are just huge timbers. Fascinating that they put these timbers so big in such a small church. But again, the walls are rendered and painted, but have left the stone surrounds on the windows natural, which is good to see. But what a beautiful little place, and it's got a lovely feel to it. You know, you've got some of these churches can be huge, expansive areas, but this has just got a lovely feel to it. Super. Very much like the one that Cynthia and I went to at Steep. That had a nice feel to it. So lovely. I'm glad, I found this by chance the other day, because there's been a terrible fire recently in Midhurst this last few days. And because of all the detours that's having to be done, I had to come through this way to get to a place called Duncton, and driving along the lane from Ambersham, South Ambersham, this was here, and I just had to come and get this film done. It is just lovely, really beautiful place. But great that the church is still being used by parishioners. There was a service here, I believe, at 8:30 this morning. So I'm now going to exit the nave through this huge door.
If you've enjoyed this video on Kevin's Rambles YouTube channel, why not give him a subscribe and a like and comment on his videos? It'd be very much appreciated.